All right, let's talk about something we all love to do. Eat out. Ordering food in English can be a ton of fun, but yeah, it can also be a little bit stressful. So whether you're traveling or just trying a cool new place downtown, this guide is going to give you all the key phrases you'll need to dine out like you own the place. So let's be real for a second. Have you ever had that feeling? That little knot of anxiety when you see the server walking towards your table and you're frantically scanning the menu, just hoping you can say the name of the dish right. Trust me, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common feeling. But here's the good news. Ordering food is actually a really simple process once you know the steps. So we're going to break it all down, piece by piece, and turn that feeling of uh-oh into I've got this. By the time we're done, you'll be ready for any restaurant, anywhere. Okay, first things first. Your whole restaurant adventure kicks off the second you walk in. It all starts with getting a table, and, making a great first impression can really set a nice, positive vibe for your entire meal. When you really boil it down, this part is so simple. There are just 3 little steps. First up, just a friendly hello to the host. Second, let them know how many people you have. And third, if you've got a preference, like you want to sit outside, now's the time to say so. The secret here is just to be clear and polite. And this phrase, it's perfect. It works for any number of people. Just swap out 2 for 4 or whatever you need. Tacking please on the end just keeps it friendly. This is pretty much your go-to opening line. And hey, what if you're feeling a little specific? Maybe you want a great view or a quiet spot. You can absolutely ask for a table by the window or maybe in a quiet corner. It's a super simple way to ask for exactly what you want. All right, now for the main event, the part we've all been waiting for. You're at your table, you've got the menu, and it's time to figure out what you're going to eat. Welcome to the art of ordering. So, before you make that final decision, you might need a little more info. First, if you don't even have a menu, that's your first ask. Curious about the daily special? What's the soup of the day is a great way to find out. And if you just can't decide, what do you recommend is a fantastic question to discover the restaurant's star dish. So, you've had a few minutes, you've looked over the menu, you've made your choice. The server comes back to your table, and they're almost always going to start the conversation with one key question. And there it is. Are you ready to order? You might also hear them say, "Can I take your order?" Or maybe something more casual like, "What can I get for you?" Either way, that's your cue to shine. There are a few ways you can phrase your order, and they're all totally fine. For instance, "I would like" sounds a little more formal. But honestly, "I'd like" or "I'll have" is way more common, and it's perfectly clear and polite. You really can't go wrong here. The main thing is just to say what you want with confidence. Now, sometimes ordering isn't a one-and-done thing. Your order might spark a follow-up question. The classic example is steak. If you order a steak, the server's going to need to know how you want it cooked. Your main options are rare, medium, or well done. It just shows that ordering is a little conversation, not just you listing things off. Okay, here's a fantastic little shortcut for you. Imagine your friend orders something, and it just sounds so good that you want it too. Well, you don't have to repeat the whole long name of the dish. There's a much quicker, totally common phrase you can use instead. That's it. You just say, "I'll have the same." It's fast, it's clear, and it keeps the whole ordering process moving right along. It's a really handy phrase to have in your back pocket. Okay, so the food has arrived, and it looks delicious. But what happens if something's not quite right? Let's take a look at how to handle some of the common little bumps in the road that might happen during your meal. The most important thing here is to be polite, but also be clear. Look, mistakes happen, especially in a busy kitchen. If you get the wrong dish, just politely get your server's attention and say, "Excuse me, I think this isn't what I ordered." They'll be more than happy to sort it out for you. So, you've finished an amazing meal, and the conversation is starting to wind down. That brings us to the final hurdle, taking care of the bill. When you're ready to go, just try to make eye contact with your server and ask, "Could we have the bill, please?" This is also the perfect time to ask any of those money-related questions, like, "Can I pay by card?" Or, especially if you're traveling, it's always smart to ask, "Is service included?" All right, you've paid up and you're getting ready to head out. There's one last polite little phrase you can use to signal that you're all finished and don't need anything else. You just say, "That's all, thank you." It's a really clear and courteous way to close out the whole experience. It basically tells the server they're free to clear your table and help out other guests. So there you have it, a phrase for every single step of the way, from the moment you walk in to the moment you leave. You see, the goal isn't to memorize a perfect script. It's just to understand the flow of it all. And with these tools, confidence is always on the menu. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. You have the guide, you have the phrases, and most importantly, now you have the confidence. So really, the only question left is, where are you going to go eat first?